When we think of grifters, we tend to think of people like Hassan Piker, AOC, Tim Pool, and Candace Owens, just to name a few. But what if I told you that Max Carson, aka Mr. Girl, was also a grifter? Now, I'm not saying that Max, aka Mr. Girl, is grifting in the political sense. No, he's definitely not a conservative pretending to be left-leaning. I believe that Max, aka Mr. Girl, is grifting as a man who respects women and has no sexual interest or desire in children. Most of us are familiar with his review of the horrific movie titled Cuties, where he came mask off. Since then, he has charmed his way back into YouTube spaces. Even though he's respectful and decent when talking to male YouTubers, his interaction with female YouTubers is the direct opposite. For example, Mr. Girl, aka Max, is very strategic when picking the women he talks to. As of this day I'm recording this video, every woman he has talked to is either extremely charitable to him or degrades herself in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in IQ, but I'm an idiot, so that's probably why.
In addition to cussing out the females he talks to, Max, aka Mr. Girl, loves to yell at women in a dehumanizing manner. This barbaric action is often called out by his own supporters.
People do say that I yell at women. I see that in the chat. I don't plan on yelling at Lauren. But yeah. It seems to be a trend that I end up yelling at female guests more often than male.
I can give you plenty of examples of Max interacting in a misogynist and sexist manner towards the women he talks to. However, this video is going to be long as it is, so I'll just focus on one particular behavior that will give you an understanding of how manipulating and controlling Max, aka Mr. Girl, can be when it comes to women. For some misogynistic reason, Max, aka Mr. Girl, does not like it when the woman he is talking to watches the chat. He believes that women are incapable of forming their own opinion without being influenced by the chat. However, he never asks this of the men he talks to because Max, aka Mr. Girl, believes that men are more intellectually stronger than women and that only men can avoid being influenced by the chat. Based upon this twisted philosophy, Max, aka Mr. Girl, wants the women he engages with to avoid looking at the chat.
All right, I'm going to ignore chat. I suggest you do the same. We can open it up to questions from chat later. Let's do that.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm not going to look at my chat unless you're going to look at it. If you're going to look at the chat, then I have to also. I need to stay up to date on what's going on.
To be fair, I can't actually see a chat. I think it's just the fact that fortuitously in this situation I don't actually know too much about how the Discord
That's fine.
live stream.
Well, it would be it's the YouTube chat.
Oh right. Oh yeah, I'm not on YouTube, so it's
Okay.
It's okay. Yes.
Perfect.
So I'll leave them to it.
Like, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry, audience. I'm not looking at my chat, but I do kind of feel bad that,
You're
you know, they kind of wanted a conversation about, they want a conversation about immigration.
You're going to watch this. You're going to read the chat.
I'm going to read the chat. Yeah.
Okay. So I usually don't read the chat when I talk to people, but if you're going to read it, I'll read it.
Like occasionally, I just leave it up just so I can see it.
Okay.
Unless you don't want me to.
If I said I didn't want you to, would you lie and read it anyway? What kind of person are you?
Shut it off. No,
it's up to you. I think that it will be probably more intimate if we don't read the chat, but it'll be more funny if we do read the chat. So it depends on what kind of conversation you want to have.
Whatever you want. I'm up for either one.
Let's ignore the chat for now, and then we can look at it later, and if they have questions or comments for either of us, then we can incorporate it into our discussion.
Okay, sounds good.
You may ask yourself, why does he only want women to not read the chat? The answer is simple. It would be very difficult for Max, aka Mr. Girl, to manipulate a female he is talking to if the chat is warning her. Most predators insist that the women they deal with avoid people and or groups that will strengthen and support them. This will make it easy for Max, aka Mr. Girl, to manipulate, degrade, and verbally abuse the women he talks to during his streams uninterrupted. Now, before moving to the review section of this video, there's one more thing I would like to add about Max, aka Mr. Girl, that will come as no surprise to those of us who are right-leaning. In addition to being an abusive, sexist, misogynist predator, Max, aka Mr. Girl, is also a racist.
Well, people are telling me to be nice. All right. You know what?
Okay, you don't have to be nice. It's fine.
I know. I'm not. I know I don't have to be nice. I really want to make you feel like really black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, here's the moment you all been waiting for. My full breakdown of Mr. Girl's video, You're My Real Doll. Enjoy. Okay, so as you can see, the first thing I did was I put a t-shirt over his torso. There's a reason why Mr. Girl, aka Max, is appearing on this particular video shirtless, and I'll explain it to you. There's two reasons. One, he wants to give the impression that he just finished having his way sexually with his doll behind him. He is pretending that he's nude and that hey, look at me, I just finished pleasing my doll, so let me go ahead and convince my girlfriend that I want her to be the human version of what I just did to that plastic behind me. So that's the reason why he's shirtless. Also, when you are nude, you are vulnerable. As a domina, when somebody comes in to submit to you, whether it's for lifestyle or professional a session, they take their clothes off and they either have a collar on or it just depends. It depends on the domina. Most of the time, I know me, I normally put a collar on them, showing that we're playing, you are in a submissive role, blah, blah, blah. So he's given a false impression that he's vulnerable, he's naked to the world, he closed off, so has nothing to hide. And actually, both can be true at the same time. He could have just had his way with the doll. Look how he has positioned the doll. He doesn't have the doll like this. The doll is not sitting there. He got the doll with their hands behind their head like, I just finished having the best sex in my life. It was so great. And then, that was, just put that doll back there. I didn't see the purpose of positioning the doll like that, as if you want to give a false impression that this plastic actually is actually satisfied for whatever craziness you did to her or it, actually. And one more thing I want to say in reference to Shaylin. Shaylin, obviously, this is when I realized she has low self-esteem, and I see Max, aka Mr. Girl, wanting to bring an actual third person or I say third person because you got this doll, but he actually wants to bring another person. Oh my God, it's thunder and lightning outside. I hope it doesn't affect my recording. I'm gonna still record. I think he wants to bring another woman into their relationship, and Shaylin will put up with it, but he has to ease it in with a doll. Any woman who would allow their partner, their boyfriend, their husband to bring in another object for gratification of any kind, either don't care about you or she doesn't care about herself. And I believe that now, thanks to Steven, that Mr. Girl, aka Max, has a newfound fame. He always thanks Steven for rebooting his return back to YouTube, and that he's now able to quit his job. And with that, you're going to have some very deranged, wicked women who just have no self-esteem, no confidence, They like to be abused, and they found their abuser in this man right here, and therefore he wants to have a poly relationship. That's another reason why he envies Steven, because Steven is not monogamous, but neither is his wife. And Max want that, but does Shaylin want that? Well, you got to ease it in. You got to spoon feed her, and the first way of spoon feeding her is by introducing this damn doll. That's how you spoon feed her into accepting monogamy, and he's going to be successful, because if she's willing to put up with the damn doll, she will eventually be willing to put up with an actual human woman. As you can see, this is going to be a pretty long video. I hope it's not a part 1 and part 2. I really do hope it's not a part 1 or part 2, because there's a lot to say about this. There's a lot to say about this man. So let's go ahead and start the video.
He put on makeup.
Personally, I think, let me just say this about Shaylin. If you've seen I never knew about this woman until I saw this video. In her past videos, she did look dull. She looked unattractive. I think she looks absolutely stunning in this one. I like the way she has her hair. She got the little rouge going in her cheeks, and the little lip gloss. I don't know if she has eyeliner or not. Maybe not. But I like this look. This look is way better than what she was looking at in the previous video. She looked very homely in other videos. Here she's very attractive, and you would think somebody like this would realize that they don't have to put up with this from this guy, but it doesn't matter how beautiful you look on the outside. If you feel ugly on the inside, it doesn't matter. You'll accept any kind of abuse. You'll accept any kind of loser, and you'll allow him to treat you any kind of way. So apparently he doesn't like the fact that she's wearing makeup, because it makes her look attractive. That's my opinion. That's the reason why he doesn't like her, though. He wants her to be ugly for him. I've been with some female friends of mine who got gorgeous, muscular men, and they overfed them just so they can get fat, so that no other woman wants them. That is a very narcissistic, evil person, and I believe that Mr. Girl, aka Max, doesn't want Shaylin to look attractive, because he doesn't want any man to pursue her to realize that she can do better than him. But don't worry, Max, she ain't gonna leave you, honey. Trust me. She doesn't believe she can do better than you, and as long as she continues to believe that she can't do better than you, she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't like makeup.
I know.
Why do you do this?
I don't like how sad I look all the time.
Well, you look sad because you are sad. You're in a relationship with this with a man who likes to abuse children and women. He doesn't have any respect for weaker human beings, okay? And I know somebody like him was like, oh, you believe this feminist thing was, honey, let me tell you something, okay? Based on DNA and based on the way our bodies are formed as women, we are physically inferior to men. That is that's science. That's just straight science. And with him, he starts off the video criticizing her. Started off just criticizing her, just saying, I don't like when you wear makeup. Why do you wear this? And her problem is that she feels the need to justify why she's wearing makeup to him. That's the problem. He has broken this woman so bad that she now feels like she has to do everything she does. She has to clear it with him first and justify her actions if she doesn't clear it with him.
You're going to get nice and perky for the The video?
Mm-hmm.
You think that's what people don't like about you in my videos? That you're just too sad? You know that's why people criticize me? Because you're so sad that they feel like...
I think it's part of it. And I think especially people who knew me before I met you, I think I wore a lot of makeup to hide that.
I also know they think that you're sad.
Okay, I want to watch you. Right now, you guys can't see that he has an orange right now. And this is a power move. And a lot of people think like, oh, why are you in an orange like that? He's doing it to show dominance. So nobody eats an orange this way. He's taking the orange and biting into it, okay, to break the skin. And then he starts to peel it. It's pretty stupid, but in a way, it's a very aggressive way of, it's an aggressive action. It's an aggressive way of eating an orange. Now, if you watch Everything Wrong, the video that says Everything Wrong with Terminator 1 or Everything Wrong with Predator, one of the going memes in when he sees an actor eating an apple, you know, it said, oh, whenever you see an actor eating an apple, that means he's an asshole. Well, the same thing goes for oranges. Actually, the same thing goes for any fruit. In New Jack City, Nino Brown, who was like the absolutely worst, he was a very, very evil man, played by Wesley Snipes. He was eating a banana. Okay, it doesn't matter what type of fruit an evil person is eating. I believe that it just doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's only to apples. It can also be to oranges and bananas, and it can go to anything, really. It's just something about fruit. You're going to eat something sweet because you're very bitter inside. And so you're giving this false impression that you're sweet like you're trying to implant who you are into this fruit, but you're not. You're nothing sweet like the fruit that you eat. You're just very bitter and sour inside. Hey everyone, I want to let you know that at this part of the video, it was storming outside and the electricity kind of flickered in and out and it made my computer glitch. So there's about 1 or 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes of this video that was not recorded, and the computer restarted. I had no idea none of this was going on. So I just want to let you know that this was not an intentional jump cut. This was due to it was storming outside. So let's continue. It's really a sharp power play he has over her every time. And she allows it. She allows it. Women give men permission to do this to them, okay? And as long as you give somebody permission to do this to you, they'll never disappoint you.
Well, I think what happened was that you leapt into bed with me, gave me a little cuddle, and then said, you're my real sex doll. And I was like, no. And you were like, yes, you are. And I was like, well.
The thing about it is that I want y'all to understand, he's humiliating her right now. Right now. She's offended and he's laughing at her being offended. Now, if we conservatives do that, if we right-wingers do that, if I laugh at somebody who is very hurt that I did not call them by their proper pronouns or whatever, and I laugh, I would be the evil one. But no, they accept it from people like this. They accept it from evil people like Mr. Girl, okay? Mr. Girl is showing you how his level of abuse is when it comes to his girlfriend. He's like, dude, I found it funny, yeah. And she does not consider herself an object like that. She considers herself a human, somebody with feelings. And to equate her to that doll is just dehumanizing. He is dehumanizing her. She doesn't like it. And when she expressed her dislike for that, he laughs at her. It's just laughing at somebody you just kicked in the stomach and they're in pain. You're like, wow, that looked like it hurts.
No, I don't like that you're saying that. It's freaking me out. I think, I think that you may have done this in response to me saying I was a little bit like anxious and needed some reassurance about the sex doll. Is that true? Or was I just thinking that?
Oh. Girl, the fact that you let your, I can't even say your man, I have to say your master, have a doll, a sex doll up into your relationship. It tells me so much about you. Women, ladies, listen to me. You allow this to happen to you. You are really signaling to him that he can do anything. He can bring anyone into the home and you won't go nowhere. And she won't go nowhere. She won't. He can actually bring another woman into their bedroom and she will be angry. She may yell. She may even throw some things, but she ain't going nowhere. There's something about this relationship, I have no idea what it is, that she is gaining. She's gaining something from being with this loser.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think I was thinking that. I may have said it.
Well, I don't remember.
He doesn't care. You told him, Shaylin, but he doesn't care. You don't matter, honey. This is what this woman don't understand. You don't matter to him. And listen, if you leave, he would be upset, but you are replaceable. But could you, in your mind, based upon your low confidence and the way you feel about yourself, could you replace him? The answer is yes, but you don't believe that.
I don't like that though, because
if you don't like it, why you laughing?
Because I think, although yes, because we're in a monogamous relationship, technically I am the only possible real sex doll. The implication is that I don't get to have any boundaries or set any limits,
You know
which
you know what it is?
makes me freak out. What?
It's not that you don't get to have any limits. It's that there's a limit to your limits.
Well, yeah. Come here, bud.
You have to have sex with me.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think so, but is that true? You would just break up with me if I said we couldn't have sex anymore?
It's not that I would just break up with you. I just think our relationship would either change to a platonic relationship, in which case it would no longer be our relationship, or would fall apart somehow. But one way or the other, in order to keep our relationship...
Sex is essential.
She probably finds it disgusting to have... You know what? Now that I'm watching this again, this is my second time watching this video. Now that I'm watching it, I'm like, maybe she doesn't find any pleasure in actually having sex with this guy. She just probably find him just as disgusting as I find him as looking at him. Hold on a second. Let me move I'm so sorry. Let me move this picture down here for a second. If it's going to show him this way, okay. Sorry, I had to move that down. Maybe that's what that is that she finds him hideous. She finds him grotesque, and because you know what, the fact, like, for me to sit up here and say, well, I have to have, like, it's not that I have to have sex with my husband. I want to. I desire him. I don't think she desires this wildebeest.
In order to keep our relationship as a romantic relationship, you have to have sex with me. Especially, I really don't, if I'm not allowed to have sex with anybody else, you can't just make me never have sex.
Why she keeps laughing?
Right.
So you have to have sex with me. So you can have boundaries to a point. You can say no for a certain number of times.
Just the way he's eating that orange, it's like it's even in an assholey way. Just when he elevates his head, it's in a superiority stance. He's belittling her. He's like, you have to have sex with me, you have to do it. You can say no, but I'm your master there. Good God, girl, who damaged you? And Shaylin, I doubt very seriously your master will allow you to watch this video. But if you do watch this video, I want you to know that if you came in with baggage to this relationship, and you did come to this relationship with baggage, you're going to leave with 5 times more baggage than you came in with. I don't even know if there is a psychiatrist or a psychologist that is capable of even helping you at this point. I see someone is so damaged. I'm going to even say something, and I'll stand by it. I'm looking at somebody who's so damaged that they're damaged beyond repair. That's what I see. I see a woman, a beautiful woman, attractive woman, who's damaged beyond repair. Something happened in her childhood, and it carried on to now, and it's etched in her foundation that it's now who she is.
Yeah, but
You have to get me off.
That's another thing about this. I noticed this in the first video. It's never about her. It's never about her body and her getting off. She is the doll. Actually, before the doll even came into their relationship, it's all about him. He's a very selfish person, but she allows that. She allows him to be selfish, for him to say, you're here for me. This is to me, to give me. Everything is about me, 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 me. But when I look at this relationship, I see a man who's trying to be the dominant, and he is the dominant. And I see a woman who's the submissive. But the reason why it was important for me to do a response video to this that you guys had when you showed me the video. I was seeing a DNS relationship that is the most toxic form of DNS relationship ever. And I want those of you who are interested in that type of relationship to just look at this as a model of what never to do. What never to do. Because you got these men who are doms, or who portray themselves to be the male doms. And it's just a selfish thing, like, I take care of you financially, you get to be here, blah, blah, blah. You get to, enjoy in my clout. But you are here to please me and only me. And I think it's just crazy. Any woman who would be in a relationship with a man where it's all about you pleasing him. This is what prostitutes do. This is what a streetwalker does. A John is never there to please her. She's hired to please the John every time. And in this relationship, it's never about her climax, her desire, her sensuality, or her getting off. It's about him getting off. But remember, I don't want y'all to feel sorry for her. She made it that way. She allows it to be that way. And maybe that's the reason why I only have it, he constantly, say, you have to have sex with me.
yeah, and that's fine. But
No, you have to.
I know.
Okay.
but I just think that the implication of it is scary.
What's that?
Well, sex dolls get raped. They don't have any choice. They have no autonomy.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
just lie there.
Okay. I prefer it when you just lie there. And I think what I've discovered through this sex doll thing, I thought this was great. Because I know you get upset when I tell you to just lie there.
Sort of. Yes and no.
No. You get upset when I say just lie face down and don't move.
Wow. Ladies, imagine this. Imagine. This is supposed to be somebody you love. This is supposed to be somebody who you trust to be alone with and you live with. And they say, I want you to lie there and don't move. What is that? Necrophilia? You know, he likes if she just a corpse. Now, when I said I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said, hey, y'all remember that Mr. Girl guy? His name is Max. Man, the FBI found a whole bunch of corpses in his basement. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. He is so grotesque and he has such hatred towards women that he can probably only get his rocks off at this moment in time if the woman he wished to engage in sexually like that is just basically a corpse.
You get upset.
Sort of. Yes and no.
And see, here's the thing, Shaylin. Shaylin doesn't want to admit, like, yes, that's dehumanizing. Do you understand when a man asks you to just lie there and say nothing? He wants you to be a doll. He has now reduced you. He has reduced your humanity. He has now dehumanized you. And she's like, yes and no. And this is what I'm talking about. She allows this because she's so damaged. She's so damaged beyond repair. She doesn't tell him, I don't like that. You can't do that to me. And guess what? Get that doll out of here or I'm going to basically burn it.
Yes and no.
I mean, it's upsetting on the one hand.
See,
on the other hand,
I'm talking about the hand that it's upsetting on.
There is no hand when it's not upsetting. I don't know why she's just being so cowardice about this. She doesn't like it. There is no yes and no. It's no.
Okay.
Can I just talk without you trying to control what I'm saying?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Can you not say?
How is she controlling what you're saying? That's another thing he does. He projects on her throughout this video. She's not controlling anything he's saying. As a matter of fact, you were basically trying to get her to say yes and no, but to say yes. And I agree, there is no yes and no. Yes, it upsets her. So there is no yes and no. There is no, on one hand, yes, it upsets me. On the other hand, no, it doesn't. And he is basically trying to get her to pick a side. Yes, it upsets you. Then he turns around and says, I'm tired of you trying to control my speech. You just was trying to control her speech. Actually, though, in a way, I support this part of controlling her speech because she needs to decide, yes, it does affect her, or instead of saying no. So she can't straddle the fence. So I agree with you controlling her speech by making her pick a side by saying yes. Let's talk about the yes. And then he turns around because this is a manipulating technique that a lot of these crazy women-hating men do. They sit up here and say, wait. You're controlling my speech. No, you just controlled her speech. But this is a way to keep her, get that whip, baby. Just constantly keep her in line.
Go ahead. Can you just shut up and just let me talk?
Wait a minute. Shut up. So this was, hold on. Let me see if I can fast forward this a little bit.
Okay. I prefer it when you just lie there. I tell you to just lie there.
Sort of. Yes and no.
Now, here we go again. I want y'all to watch where she does not try to control his speech at all and how he turns it around and say, stop trying to control my speech and shut up. He's very abusive, but she allows this. And this is going to sound strange, and some of the women probably will get triggered by this, but when he is verbally abusive to her, she may like it. I know that sounds crazy, but you got to take it from me. You know what I'm saying? A woman who will not allow to be verbally abusive will check that quick. She will check it quick. Shaylin doesn't. So that means it's normal for him to talk to her that way. And she does not repay him in kind because she is the bottom. She allows to be mistreated that way. This is something they probably agreed upon. So I'm going to sit up here and say that this is probably a power play where she likes to be verbally humiliated.
No.
But I want you to listen to the part where he accused her of controlling her speech, and that's not what happened. Here you go, right here. Watch this, where she doesn't say anything about controlling her speech. He is controlling her speech. Watch this.
You get upset when I say just lie face down and don't move. You get upset.
Sort of. Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
I mean, it's upsetting on the one hand. On the other hand...
I'm talking about the hand that it's upsetting on.
Okay.
Can I just talk without you trying to control what I'm saying?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
What did she do? Do you see what I'm saying? She did not say anything that was controlling what you're saying. Now he's going to tell her to shut up.
Can you not say go ahead? Can you just shut up and just let me talk? Even that is just annoying.
So, saying go ahead is annoying, okay? And then when she just nods her head, he doesn't want her to communicate to him at all like the doll. He wants her to sit there and look stone-faced as he go blah, 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 blah. No more laughing, no more nodding, no more say go ahead. This is what I'm saying, but she signed up for this. As ladies, don't feel sorry for her. Understand that he is an awful person, but she allows this. She allows this. Because you got to ask yourself. Now, I know a lot of women who watch me are not, 100% dominant, okay? I know a lot of y'all not alpha like that, but you have to ask yourself, would you allow your man to talk to you this way, the way he's talking to her? Some of you probably be like, well, it keeps me in line. There are some women who like that. And there are some of us who will never allow that to happen. We will check your ass quick.
I would just like to speak, and then when I'm done, then you can speak. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, she did it again, and he didn't like it. She is not allowed to give any signals whatsoever, and he gets upset about this.
Okay. I thought, well, since you get upset when I tell you to just lie there and not move, and the doll's going to do that anyway, it would be interesting to see what it's like for me to just fuck the doll. Because the doll always does what I want it to do. And, because I don't like it when you move when we're having sex.
Wow.
I don't like it, the part that's for me. Like, if I'm like, I just want what I want to fuck you, I'm not picturing you being like, oh, yeah, me. I just want you to not move, and I want you to lie there, face down, and be quiet and be still.
Then what's the purpose of the doll? That's what I don't understand. If you want, because the doll is cold. Yes, the doll is still a plastic doll. It's not warm inside. The boobs are not warm. It's not a warm thing. Got it. So you want a human being who's warm, okay? And also a human being who can get up after you finish and go take their shower. Because with the doll, you have to clean the doll. You know, the doll is more tedious than a human being, like a woman. You know, with a woman, she can get up, she can wash herself, you know, she can leave. You know, you don't have to pick her up and put her someplace after you clean her off. You know, it's more maintenance with the doll versus your human girlfriend. And so that's the reason why, holy smokes, you want her to be the doll, because it's less maintenance.
So I was thinking maybe the doll will make you jealous and then you'll want to do that more, or maybe it'll be an outlet for me. I think what I've realized with my sickening sexual experiences with the doll is that it doesn't really mean anything if the doll's lying still. It's not letting me have my way with it. It's not letting me, it's not doing anything for me. When you, we've talked about this before. I know it's for me.
That was a jump cut. Did y'all notice that? I wonder what he cut out. You know it's not for you. You know that the doll is not going to do anything, but you got it there to condition her to get used to other objects, to move to human beings, to basically where you can pleasure yourself with them, and she has to put up with it.
When you are just not doing anything, when you're not moaning, you're not like, oh, I know it's for me. When you're not making it about yourself, and you have a tendency to make lots of things about yourself. I have a
projection.
Tendency to be very sensitive. If something's 80,
lies,
89% for me, but 11% for you, I feel like it's just for you, because you have a way of
what.
You have a tendency to make lots of things about yourself. I have a tendency to be very sensitive. If
lies.
something's 89% for me, but 11% for you.
89% for him, but 11% for her.
I feel like it's just for you.
It's 89% for him, but she only gets 11%, and that little 11% is just for her. Meaning that even if he gets 99% of the pleasure and she gets 1% of the pleasure, then it's just for her. Wow. So in other words, he wants all 100%. That's why you have the damn doll behind you, idiot. That's why you have the doll behind you. But like I said, the doll is too much maintenance. He wants her to be the replacement of the doll, so he don't have to do nothing afterwards. He can just get up and go home. Not go home. He lives there with this chick. He can just get up and go eat something.
Because you have a way of work. You fit 90% into that 11%. You have a way of really making that.
How do you fit 90% in 11% if you get 89%? Damn, the bell curve is a lot.
Undermine the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's not for you, you get upset. And then I know it's for me. And so I realized the doll, you said the doll's going to cuck you, but the doll's cucking me.
Actually, the doll is cucking her, actually. It really is cucking her. He is such a projectionist. This is like the best projection I have seen in this video in a long time.
That slave owner part of me, and I'm just taking it out on the doll.
So he wants to take
leaving
it out
you
on
in the clear.
So he admits he wants to take it out on her. I want you to understand the kind of people who likes this POS. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. If anybody, I just want anybody to understand this too. You know what I'm saying? If you think this is acceptable, you're a piece of shit. If you think this behavior right here is acceptable, you are a piece of shit. You are. I mean, this is a perfect freeze frame for how evil this person. But this is the left, ladies and gentlemen. This is the left. This is what we're talking about. These demonic, evil degenerates who want to harm women and children. And he's both, actually. He wants to harm both women and children. So this is but they praise him. He's like glorified. You know what I'm saying? When Cutest came out, we couldn't stand the bastard. You know what I'm saying? But now he's been resurrected because now look at the left has come mass off with all the crazy things they want to do to children now. And he's like, hey, this is my element here. You want to bring kids to the drag shows and throw daggone dildos at them? Yes. This is what I'm here for. I came in YouTube at the wrong time, but I'm in the right time now. That is what this type of person is. It's all about this person doing bad things to women and children. That's just how this is.
I want an agreement where you will regularly lie still for me.
I see. It's an act of service.
I don't give a fuck what you call it. The more you talk, the more you ruin it. Because you're going to say, oh, I like doing an act of service. It's his love language. Okay, well, I can see how... Just shut the fuck up. I just want you to shut up and lie still. I don't want you to talk about it. I don't want to hear the mental gymnastics that you go through to try to absorb it into your nexus of manipulation. I just want you to lie down, face down, and be very still and very quiet until I'm done.
Wow.
And I want you to do this on a regular basis.
Wow! Something. If you let your man talk to you like this, you let your man treat you like this on camera, I have no respect for you. This chick right here, Shaylin, I have no respect for her, man. You know what? When I first watched this video for the first time, I didn't do all the stopping and analyzing like I did. I just watched it all the way through like, oh my God, this is an animal. This guy is a monster. Man, dude, I'm telling you, you have allowed him to treat you this way. He just finished cussing you out. You're sitting there laughing. Maybe that's a coping. I just realized maybe you laughing is a way of you coping with the situation of you being humiliated on YouTube right now. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But boy, oh my goodness, this is absolutely crazy. Dude, I really have no respect for Shaylin, really. I just don't. You know, you have allowed your partner, I don't know what you call this person in your life. I'll say partner because, I mean, maybe he's not your boyfriend or not. I don't know. But you have allowed him to do this to you, and it's your fault. I know I'm going to catch it. I know I'm going to catch a lot of people saying, how are you going to blame her? Women allow men to do this to them. She gave him permission to do this to her. But also, here's where the part of the video I have a problem with. Not right now. I'm going to show you the problem. I'm going to show you the part of the video where I have a problem with it and it crossed the line. But as of right now, she signed up for this. She's okay with this. This is why I said in the last video, don't feel sorry for Shaylin. Everything he's saying to her right now, the way he's telling her to shut up, the way he's humiliating her, the way he's dehumanizing her, she allows him to say this and do this to her. She allowed this, but they're going to get to the point where he crossed the boundaries and he doesn't care. And this is where she gets upset, but we haven't gotten to it yet.
What does that mean?
Once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks is frequent? Wait a minute. He said frequently. He said, I want to have sex with you frequently. Once every 2 weeks is frequent? Good gosh. My husband would divorce me if I was to say, okay, honey, we're going to have frequent sex once every 2 weeks. Okay, let me finish watching this. I'd be glad when he finished eating this damn orange.
Well, that doesn't seem that bad.
Okay, once a week.
Well, that seems bad.
Good. Let's do that. Once every 2 weeks.
Well, you just said.
I was joking about increasing the frequency because you said it didn't seem that bad. See, I don't want to be thinking about your needs all the time.
I see.
Constantly...
You don't want to care if it's that bad.
That's your job.
Right.
I told you, I said, he wants a woman. He doesn't care about bringing her to climax. He doesn't care about making her happy. He doesn't care about pleasing her and she pleases him. It's about him. She's just a sex toy right now. You know what I'm saying? Or a doll at the moment, like that in the background. The only thing is she's nice and warm. See, here's the deal. Like I said, this is nothing new to her. She has allowed him to do this to her, to dehumanize her, to basically belittle her, and to abuse her. We are witnessing abuse, but like I said, she signed up for this. If they were able, I want you to understand something. If they are doing this on camera, just think of how crazy it gets when the camera's not rolling, baby.
If you're like, oh, I don't want to get fucked in the ass, but you can do it every...
Scared the cat.
Oh, no. If you're like, oh, I don't want to get fucked in the ass, but you can do it every day. You can do it every day, but I don't want to. That's not my problem. I want fucking...
These jump cuts. These jump cuts are very suspicious. This is like the third jump cut that he has done. And it makes me think he has said something or she said something and he doesn't want it to seem like, he doesn't want us to see what it is that he is really about. Maybe it got a little worse than that. Another wonderful freeze frame, I see.
To be a lot more like jacking off.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Well, I know.
Okay, so once every 2 weeks.
You know, another thing too, another thing he does with Shaylin, I can tell right now. I just saw it just a few seconds ago. Is that when he does that push pull, slap kiss, tickle slap, tickle punch. You know what I'm saying? That's what it goes. It goes push pull, slap kiss, punch, tickle. That's what he's doing. It's like, choking someone, but like, mwah, mwah, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, it actually, for example, I did this. I did this to a friend of mine. Well, anyway. There is someone I know who's a libtard, and he said something really stupid in reference to guns. And I basically cussed him out and called him a beta and said that, the reason why he doesn't like guns is because he doesn't want to see anything black and long and hard to remind him of his... Anyway, I was really mean. And I could tell it kind of like affected him. And I went back and I gave him a hug. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just playing with you. I just playing, saying I buttled him up and everything. That's what's going on. He does that a lot with Shaylin. He slaps her, but then he just basically, grabs her like, oh, you so... Well, he doesn't compliment her, so he probably just say, oh, why did you make me hit you, you stupid woman? You're my favorite doll, even though you're a human form. So I don't know. This is the most craziest dysfunctional relationship I have ever seen on YouTube, and that's saying a lot.
I don't know. I will have to think about this.
That's already more often than we have sex.
Yes, that's why I need to think about it.
Well, what can you do now? What can you commit to?
He keeps...
Yeah, I need to think.
Well, for sure once a month, I would say.
Starting when?
Now? I don't know.
Right now?
Have we technically had our thing for April yet, or we have to fit it in the
right
next
now?
day? Huh?
Right now?
Well, sure. The question is, what months are we going by? The calendar month?
I don't care.
Well, it's kind of important.
Not really, because it's April 29th. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, it does matter.
Jalen, you see how controlling you are?
Okay, here we go. There go the projection. They just had an agreement once a month. It's April the 29th. How many days are in April? Right. So it's 30 days in a month, right? So she wants to know, if they do it today, does that count? She wants some clarity, and he doesn't want to give her clarity, because if you want, the best way to keep somebody in control, the best way to control someone is to keep them confused. So he doesn't want to be specific, like, well, it's April the 29th. So if we actually do it today, because he said earlier, right now, do you want us to do it right now? And he's like, it's the 29th. So that means we got one more day, okay, that we'll consider the day for them to do this crazy stuff, and then them having their regular sex. So it's like they have, so did I get this right? They only have sex once a month? Hold on.
No, it's fucking knowing what you're agreeing to.
Yeah, exactly. He don't like that. Can I give you control, Shaylin? Okay? You are not allowed to have any kind of control over your body. You are not allowed to know when you're supposed to be this doll. What, this woman is pathetic. Yeah, you know what? The laughing is a cope. At first I was irritated by, why is she laughing? Why is she laughing? So, now I understand. Whenever she's nervous, whenever she's feeling uncomfortable, she's laughing. So that's what this is. Because as of right now, there's no need for her to laugh.
We're supposed to agree to once a month, and we need to fit one in real quick in the next day and a half. I think I should know that.
Good point.
You don't think so? Do you not get what I'm saying, or am I not getting what you're saying? I don't understand what's going on.
I get what you're saying.
That was
so
another
then
jump
why
cut.
are you not responding?
Because
that's why it was a jump cut. So when she asked that, he didn't say nothing. That's another power play that Max does, aka Mr. Girl. You know, if any woman watched this, okay, and I doubt very seriously anybody, these crazy women from the left, and we know Lauren, she's too Canadian to listen to me. But if any woman just listening to me to the left, and if you ever talk with this crazy demonic man and he goes silent, don't get uncomfortable. Let him stay silent. And I mean, just sit there and watch. See, women get uncomfortable, and he knows this. He knows that when he doesn't say nothing, he's in control. Get on your phone. Answer some emails. Take the time, but make him speak. Because after a while, he's going to get irritated, because he is a very controlling person, and he's going to eventually break the silence. This is why there was a jump cut. Watch it again. I'm going to rewind it here. I want you to watch it. There's a jump cut, because when she asked a question, he did not answer it, and then therefore she begins to talk to break the silence.
Do you not get what I'm saying, or am I not getting one?
Here we go.
If I'm supposed to agree to once a month, and we need to fit one in real quick in the next day and a half, I think I should know that. You don't think so? Do you not?
See, there you go. Did you see the jump cut? You know what I'm saying? You don't think so? And then he didn't answer, and then now the silence from him is making her feel uncomfortable, and now she's speaking.
Get what I'm saying, or am I not getting what you're saying? I don't understand what's going on.
I get what you're saying.
So then why are you not responding?
Because feels like you're being controlling.
Projection.
And it's upsetting.
Well, I suppose so. Well, we can just wait to start it until next month.
She's a victim, so now she's agreeing. Oh, well, maybe I'm... So just to say, she does have Stockholm Syndrome, and she does sign up for this. Because any woman in their right mind would be like, how am I controlling you by basically wanting to know the specifics on what we're agreeing to? In a contract, the contracts are never vague. They're very specific. And we're making a verbal agreement, like a verbal contract of what we're going to do and how often, this and the other. And he doesn't like that because that makes him lose a form of control.
Month then.
Okay.
Great.
Feels like you're being controlling.
Projection.
You're ruining it.
Well, this is the thing, is I'm not an actual sex doll.
Would you have agreed to doing it tonight and next month?
Probably not tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, so what does it matter which way we choose? What does it matter how we count it?
Well, I have to know what it is.
Because it matters because it's on the 29th. So that means that the first of the month is on Sunday. The 29th is on a Friday. Saturday is the 30th. Sunday is the 1st. So you can actually cheat and say, okay, we do it once a month. So we do it on the 20th or the 30th. And then we do it the next day on the 1st of the month, which is a Sunday. So if you do it on Saturday, which is the 30th, then you get to do it the next day instead of having a 30-day or 27 or 28-day break. She has to sit up there and be dehumanized 2 days in a row. And he knows this.
It is.
Why?
Well, you can't just spring stuff like that on me.
And I want you to understand, she keeps looking at the camera. This is the part right here that was not discussed. This is where I go, oh, he's going outside her boundaries. This is going outside her limits. And I want you to understand, no dom should be respected when you violate someone like this, not only in public, but you violate them without even discussing it, without even having a discussion about going outside their boundaries or pushing them to their limits.
Maybe you want to, but
No,
it's not
I
how
didn't
work.
say I want to be able to do it whenever I say. We said once a month. That means I can't just do it whenever I say. But do you see, you're changing what we're agreeing to be something that you will fight and complain about, and now you're saying no to something I didn't ask.
Well, I think that
Actually, he did ask. He asked how often they can do it. And he said, can we do it right now? And she said yes. And then she said no when she realized the specifics. And then she said no. So he's lying here. And this is the best not the best manipulation I have ever seen a man do, but this is one of the, I had to put this up to one of the most top 10.
making an agreement.
I don't care. I don't care what you think. I want you to stop.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care about her. He doesn't care about what she thinks. He doesn't give a crap about her at all. This is what I want y'all to understand. He doesn't care about her. And she puts up with it. That's the reason why I don't really have any respect for her. I don't feel sorry for her because she signed up for this. She signed up for this. It's like women who get physically abused and you give them an opportunity to escape their abusers. You know, you're like, hey, there's a shelter. Well, I don't want to go to no shelter. Well, you know what? You can stay up in another state with my grandmother and you can start yourself another life. Oh, but it's boring out there. No, there's not. Trust me. I know this sounds crazy. But some women equate abuse with love. Some women believe that if you don't abuse them verbally, mentally, or physically, that you don't love them. I know it sounds crazy. Those of us who know that is not how you express love, I know that just sounds ridiculous, but that's how women like Shaylin, they live their life. That's what they believe in. They believe in that unless you mistreat them, that you really don't care about them.
I just want you to stop.
Well, I don't think we can make an agreement.
Why? You will agree to every version of the agreement. So all it's turning into, it's like if you're like, hey, shut up. It's like if you're like, hey, do you want to get pizza? Ooh. And I'm like, well, which hand are you going to take the pizza out of the box with? This whole conversation.
Okay, that was another jump cut. That was a stupid analogy. It doesn't matter. Like if you're like, well, which hand are you going to take the piece out of the box with? Well, what doesn't matter. What hand would you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? That was a stupid low IQ analogy. But then again, you're on the left, so I can see you making a stupid analogy like that.
It's just all about whether or not we are going to have sex tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. And so what you are turning this into by not just saying like, yes, let's start on May 1st. Do you see how that would be actually you asserting what you want and asserting your version of it, but also would not make the entire conversation about you and your discomfort and your fucking complaining? Or you could have said, well, April's running out, so if we're doing this in April, that means once tomorrow and then once next month. But you're not saying that either. You're pretending that you're like waffling or something, or that you're really concerned, and so you're like, well, I have a question. I really need to know this, Max. Which you do every fucking time there's anything that I'm in charge of.
Bingo! Bingo! You see that? He tells on himself. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have any reservation. You're not supposed to have any hesitation. You're not supposed to have any rebuttal. You're supposed to just do what I say because I'm in charge. I'm the dom. You're the bottom. You do what I tell you to do. And I want you to listen to me. That is not how a true DNS relationship is about. DNS is about energy exchange. It's not about take, and the bottom just give. You understand that when a bottom gives you their body, their mind, that is a gift. And when you take such gifts and you abuse it, you make it worse for the next person. That's why I said she's damaged beyond repair, because he has basically violated, destroyed, and just abused her to the point where she is going to be she is ruined. But the thing about it is that is not what a true dom does. See, it's about when you say energy exchange, you're giving as you are receiving. You understand? And when it comes to a top and a bottom, the bottom loves to serve. The top likes to be served. Okay? But you have to do something that you both want to do. That's the part that's supposed to be the energy exchange. Okay? That's how it's supposed to work. You both are supposed to do something that you agree that you both like. Okay? So say, for instance, you have a guy who has a foot fetish and my feet hurt. Well, mistress, I can always, give a good old massage on your feet. Well, shoot, honey, my feet are hurting. Go ahead. That's the energy exchange. Okay? He likes feet. He's massaging your feet. Your feet hurt. Basically, he's massaging your feet. And basically, you're feeling good. You see the energy exchange? Here's where there is no energy exchange. He has a foot fetish. And I kick him in the face with my feet. He doesn't like that. But I'm like, wait. It's about me, though. You're a bottom. You like feet. If you like feet, then you should like me kicking you in the face with it. This is what this is. Yes, the bottom likes feet. He's into feet. He has a foot fetish. But pain was not part of the deal. And what I do with my feet was not part of the deal either. We have to have that discussion. And this is why I'm saying The left has gotten so crazy, so barbaric, so deranged with the energy exchange of DNS. When you got a piece of shit like this on camera, who is really, oh my God, he's actually breeding these type of men and saying, this is how you do it. This is how you do it to these women. And this is the reason why I'm glad you guys showed me this video, because I have to speak out as a true domina to show you how it's done.
Every time we're filming something, you're like, hey, do you want me, should I wear this shirt? And I'm like, I don't fucking care what shirt you wear. Please shut up and just sit in the chair. And you're like, fine. It's a control grab. It's a power grab.
Projection.
Come here, buddy. Okay. Well, let's start on May 1st then.
Which is Sunday.
And we will just do it by month.
Okay, so from May 1st. Okay, do you see what I'm saying about you being controlling?
How is she controlling? You asked her to pick a day. First, she insisting on doing it on the 29th. Then she suggested on 30th. Then when she asked about, well, what about the next day? Because, Sunday, which is May the 1st, is the first of the month. So when she finally picks a day again, oh, you're so controlling. You're so controlling. Look at what you're doing to me. You're so evil. You're so evil. Oh, my God. And she's such the victim. She is such she has allowed herself to be damaged mentally by this deranged man that she's like, yes, I know. I'm so controlling. Yes, I know. This is so bad. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Yes, I know. I can't help that I have some limits. She doesn't correct him and go, I'm not the victim here. You asked me to pick a day. I pick a day, and now you're still not happy, and therefore project upon me about being controlling where you're the one who's been controlling since the time you hit the record on this camera. I don't know if they're using a phone or a camcorder or a camera. I don't know. But he's been in control since he started recording this video, and she's too blind to see it because she's just too damaged, just extreme damaged goods.
Yes, I do.
Now, you see what I'm saying, or do you agree that that's happening?
I see what you're saying.
But you don't think that's happening?
Right.
Good. Well, at least she got some sense, and she realized that no, she's not the one that's being controlling. He's being controlling. You must really hate yourself to sit up here and allow somebody like this to be on top of you, girl. I swear to God. I swear. I look at this man, and I'm telling you, as a sadist myself, I just think about duct tape. That's all I think about is just duct tape. All that hair and duct tape. Oh my gosh. For those of you who don't know, I like to see bad things happen to bad people. And I'm just visualizing bad things happening to this bad person. And I consider Shaylin a bad person too, but not like him. I think she is a bad person for other reasons, and she cannot do that much. She can't do any harm. I think that's the reason why I would never want to see anything extremely bad other than, I don't like seeing this happen to her, but she signed up for this. But with Max, aka Mr. Girl, holy smokes, dude. Woo, there's a wood chipper, Kobe Bryant, up against the walls, a lot of things because he's dangerous. He's a very dangerous person. And I was going to say something really controversial, but I'm going to keep it to myself. But it's reference to his mom and seeing how he turned out. Now I have changed my position on, certain people raising children because they turn up to be pieces of shit like this guy,
I think you can frame it as controlling. I don't agree with that characterization.
You don't agree with the decision to frame you as controlling?
Well, I'm getting a bit frustrated because...
Yeah, he likes to play that word game. Whenever he does this, just say, girl, you're accusing me of being controlling. I'm not. That's what I reject. He likes to dissect words and reframe them again in front of you. And you got to just stop it. You all have to understand this man is a good test to see if you are still on your game, and watch everything that comes out of his mouth and see what you allow to go by and what you don't allow to go by.
Feels like you have misled me a bit here. You
did.
Agreed.
Yeah, she's crying. So he cut the video again because I want you to see the tears in her eyes. Her eyes are tearing up. She's looking to the right, and she's getting emotional because she's looking down and she's getting to her emotions and thinking like, I didn't agree to this. This is something she's thinking about the time. Like, I didn't agree to any of this. And she's looking and saying, did I agree with this? No, I didn't agree to any of this.
Feels like you have...
Look at her eyes. She's tearing up.
Misled me a bit here. You agreed.
They go to jump cut. And I think the jump cut was to maybe she started crying and he decided well, get yourself together. Bitch, get yourself together. I'm recording for a YouTube video. You're messing up my reputation.
You told me that we were having an interview about the sex doll.
Yeah.
And you're asking me to agree to
There we go.
a sex schedule, which we kind of already rejected and tried once.
Okay.
He could care less. And this is the part right here where I'm like, oh, this is a very evil man. Dude, seriously. Seriously, this man is so freaking evil. But you gotta ask yourself, how many other women have he damaged like this? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care that she's hurt. He doesn't care that she violated his trust. And that's what I'm saying. He went outside her boundaries. He betrayed her. And they did not discuss this. Therefore, he popped this on her. So there's a big betrayal here, to the point where, can she trust him again? Absolutely not. And that's probably why they only have sex once a month, because she can't trust him. She doesn't know what's going to happen afterwards, Is my thing here? Okay, hold on. I thought that was thoughts. Okay, let's finish this. So there you go. And he doesn't care. He could care less. This is what I'm saying, the pimp and the whole attitude. A hoe could have a cold, or her mom could have died. The pimp don't care. He's like, well, are you going to get work? Are you going to go in the corner? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to meet these Johns I got set up for you? He don't care about nothing about his money. And this guy only cares about being satisfied sexually. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about her feelings. But she's still with him, so apparently this is acceptable behavior that she feels like she can't do no better.
And I don't know. It just feels like I'm open to trying that again, but you're gonna put this in the video, and I feel uncomfortable because I'm already in a very uncomfortable position of not wanting people to fucking say our relationship is abusive.
It is abusive, you idiot. Do you see why I don't feel sorry for this heifer? She does not even real. And like I said, I know y'all say, well, Tree, don't be so hard on her. She got Stockholm syndrome. No, I'm telling you, she's so damaged that this is normal to her. She thinks an abusive relationship is normal to her. it's a every old normal day, you know. My boyfriend or my partner is telling me to shut up and telling me I need to be dehumanized and blah, blah, and therefore basically surprise this thing on YouTube. I'm about to be a topic of everybody's conversation, and everybody's going to look at me in a pitiful way. I'm not looking at you in a pitiful way, girl. Trust me. But this is the part of the video I don't like, is that he went outside her boundary and did not clear with her first about discussing their sex schedules. This is the reason why I was laughing when I saw the video of, you know, him, Max, aka Mr. Girl, with Lauren saying, I'm not going to tell you if I find my girlfriend attractive or not because it's private. But to talk about how many times can I have sex with you while you just lay there like a corpse? Well, that's just open for everybody on the YouTube streets. You can't make this up, dude. You can't make this up. I swear, you can't make this up. It's like, whoa. And so there is a betrayal here. She has every right to feel betrayed because this was not discussed before. Now, one more thing in reference to DNS relationships, you have to talk before you play. You have to talk before you do the energy exchange. So you have to say, here are my limits. Don't go outside my limits. If I as a top want to push someone outside their limits, I could say, you know, I understand that, you know, you don't like pain, but what about a light spanking? Would you be okay with that? And then we start the negotiating. Well, if you do, you're going to have a glove on, and it has to be a cotton glove, not a leather glove, because a leather glove is going to hurt. And if you do it, it can only be 5 times. You see, we have it only had to be 5 times, and I'll go, okay, how about we do it 5 times, and at the 5th time, if you could take one more, and I ask you, can you do one more? You know, can I do it? And then you go, yes. So you see, you're doing that negotiation thing back and forth because that's what it's all about. There's an energy exchange. He did not do that with her, and he violated her trust, but she's still with him. And I'm sure this is not the first time he has violated her trust. I'm sure this has happened lots of times. I'm sure he has done this many times before. This is just the first time it was done, recorded and on YouTube.
But you're like berating me about asking you a question about you asking me to agree to sex on a regular basis and be a sex doll.
No, I'm not berating you about asking me a question.
Yes, you are.
I asked you a question. You're saying that I'm being too controlling.
Exactly.
So it seems like...
Do you think that you can be too controlling by asking questions?
I do, but you...
Okay.
No, you're not controlling. This is what a choker, man. In Minecraft, do not agree that you're the one in the wrong when he is the bad guy here. There's nothing controlling about asking questions. You're asking questions for clarity. You stupid woman.
So the fact that it had a question mark at the end doesn't really determine whether it's controlling or not. Are we doing it monthly?
Once again, another daggone cut.
Are we a calendar month or every 30 days? That's not designed to actually get information out of me. It's just designed to put me in a new role.
No, it's not. It is for her for clarity. It's for her to understand. And he's the controlling one who's trying to pretend he's the victim. But, you know, I don't know if she's buying it. Sounds like she's not. But it sounds like most people who saw this video, we are not buying it either. And it looks like this man understands that he is a manipulator and therefore trying to give the false pretense that he is the victim and she's the villain. And you asking me all these questions and you're trying to control the situation when he's been in control from the very beginning. He's always in control.
Of putting soothing balm on your upset emotions. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to be in the role of rubbing balm on your emotions. I don't want to do that right now. I want you to do that for yourself, and I will do it for myself.
I don't want to do this. I am quitting the interview, and I do not want any of this to be in the fucking video.
And that gets violated too. This is the best part of the abusiveness of this man. She says her safe word. For those of you who are in DNS. She's saying her safe word. She's saying, I'm quitting right now. I don't want to do this. And I don't want this to be in the video. Does he listen? Absolutely not. Because she is nothing but she's an object to him. Her feelings doesn't matter. He doesn't care about her. He doesn't care about her feelings. She's nothing to him. Now, if I had a boy and we were playing and I went over, which I never would do that, okay? But if I had a boy and I was playing with him and I went over his limits and he says his safe word and he says, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get up. I want to get out and I want to put my clothes on and I want to go home. As a top, you're supposed to allow that to happen. Now, while he's getting up and while he's putting on his clothes, you can say, listen, I'm so sorry that there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with apologizing. These crazy people on the left, they just got a problem with apologizing. People want to hear the words, I'm sorry. They just want to hear that. This Max person doesn't like when you apologize. They don't want to do no apology. I have no problem telling someone, hey, this was not supposed to go the way it went, and you're hurt right now. You feel betrayed. When you cool off, because I'm gonna let you go. You're not gonna be, because I'm not gonna stop him. I'm just gonna let him put on his clothes and do everything. But he's gonna be listening to me. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna be hearing everything I'm saying to him. He's gonna be listening to me, and I'm gonna be saying, hey, when you cool down, when you cool off, get a chance to understand that no harm, no evil intent. There was no evil intent on my behalf. Then, let's have lunch sometime and talk it over. Okay. This is how I want you to handle this. So even though she says her safe word, Max, aka Mr. Girl, does not pay attention. He does not care. And he's going to continue to proceed after a long pause. Watch. He doesn't stop the video. He's like, nope, we're going to continue. And her stupidity is she still sits there. Amazing.
Okay. Because I'm asking you about sex plans?
Because you are shirking a role that you have agreed to take, I believe, throughout our relationship. Stop talking while I'm talking.
Now notice how she says it nicely. She doesn't say, shut the fuck up. She goes, stop talking when I'm talking. She's even nice when she is establishing her right to speak. She's still nice. That's why I said, I think this is when he verbally humiliates her, I think she agrees to it. And I know this sounds strange, ladies, when you hear like who would sign up for it. This is a DNS deranged. I don't know what, but I'm going to tell you this is a dominant submissive relationship, but it's also there's also some other stuff going on in here too. This daddy daughter issue and corpse fetishes and stuff like that. So, she wants to be able to express herself, and, when he cuts her off, because he's the one controlling, keeps projecting on her saying you're controlling. He's the controlling one. He keeps projecting. She needs to say what she has to say, because now she has been violated. Her trust has been violated. Her dignity, if she had some, was basically violated. Everything, he crossed over all the boundaries, pushed her beyond her limits, and he's still doing it. Like I said, he doesn't get up. Obviously, this is on YouTube. Now, he got a strike for nudity and everything like that. And, anyway, this is crazy. This is where she just like yelling her safe word, and he wants to continue to play.
You have agreed to a role in the past that is assumed you will continue to be in for this conversation as well if we're on camera together. And you can disagree with that. I don't care.
Every conversation we have on camera is me trying to get out of this role.
I don't care.
Would you agree with that?
No, I don't.
You don't think
Good for her. Oh, I haven't paid attention to this. Yeah, it's not about him trying to get out of this role. And if you agreed to be in this role, why would you try to violate the agreement by getting out of it? This man, this is what I'm saying. There is no limit with this man, okay? Hence why he has a thing for children. This is the reason why he abused women, okay? He doesn't like to be denied. He's very dangerous, but he's celebrated on the left, dude. He's so celebrated.
Together, and you can disagree with that. I don't care.
Every conversation we have on camera is me trying to get out of this role.
I don't care.
Would you agree with that?
No, I don't.
You don't think every conversation is me saying, like,
No.
Why can't you just say no or set your boundaries or just admit to what's happening instead of trying to get me to do it for you? I feel like every conversation we film ends up being about this exact topic of me not wanting to be in this role.
Okay, first of all, that was a bunch of jubu. She's so messed up mentally that she doesn't catch what he's doing. The answer, if I was, first of all, I could never be this woman, but if I was sitting in there, I'd be like, no, Max, aka Mr. Girl, you all were supposed to discuss this part of the video. You misled her and told her that this part of the video was you're only recording the video to talk about the doll, not about your sex life, not about you wanting her to be the doll. You're only supposed to talk about the doll. And instead, you're talking about how you want her to do this once a month. You want her to lay there, and how you don't want her to be controlling, and you want her to take care of herself, and you don't want her to. It's all about you, and none of this was discussed with her. You did not have this discussion or agreement with her. You popped it on her as soon as you hit record. That is violating her trust, you piece of shit.
Yes.
I don't want it to be a default.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm saying you can't escape that because
Why?
you have all the power, and I don't agree to it.
True.
And you are trying to say...
So we can't have a real conversation.
His conversation that he describes as real is where he gets to manipulate the words. He gets to basically play the victim. He gets to project his controlling upon her. And this is what I'm saying. Women don't know how to argue with somebody like this. Women don't know how to put somebody in check like this. This man will never, ever talk to a dominant woman, because a dominant woman would never put up with anything like this. But then again, we are rare. Dominant women like myself, alpha women like myself, we only make up 2% of the female population. Biological female population. And he understands. He will stay away from women like us, women like me. Because you couldn't do, first of all, let's be clear, you could never put me in a situation like this, honey. Woo! That man would be taking a dirt nap.
No, not when it's filmed. You are always in the position of control.
That's right.
Yes.
Right, and you won't let me actually be in control.
You're in control. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that as the person in control, you also have to be the caretaker to some extent.
True.
No.
Yes, I know. You're saying no.
Yes.
And I'm saying yes. We've
Okay.
already been over this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to understand that she's right. If you're the controlling one, if you're the dominant one, you have to be considerate of the bottom, of the submissive, and you have to be their caretaker, because they're in the vulnerable position. They're in the weak position. And he's like, I want to be controlling. I want to be dominant. I want to be able to do what I want to do. And then you just take care. You just have to deal with it afterwards. No, there's a thing in DNS called aftercare. When there's an energy exchange, and when a woman and doesn't matter the gender actually, when a bottom submits to a top, and you agree upon the time, or you finish playing, and you both are satisfied with the play, we as tops are supposed to do what is called an aftercare. Okay? We are supposed, especially if it's emotionally draining or physically draining. If there was corporal punishment, and the person has allowed you to cane them, and they have reached their limit and they can't take no more. But if you're really a good top, you can basically tell that they reached their limit without them calling out their safe word. That's when you rub their head. Oh, that was so great. Or you take a blanket and you cuddle them. That's called aftercare. Well, we're going to see aftercare several days later, I guess, in this video. But he's telling her right now that I can do all these humiliating things to you and I don't have to take care of you. I don't have to give you any aftercare. And I don't have to be considerate of, your well-being.
Okay, so then...
Okay, so that's what I think is happening.
Yeah.
On top of that, you are already kind of pushing my boundaries by asking me to do this.
Kind of pushing your boundaries? Girlfriend, I think he's 3 miles away from your boundaries, okay?
I'm pushing your boundaries by asking you a question.
Yes.
By asking you for something sexual. I'm pushing your boundaries.
Yes, actually,
no,
yes.
You're asking me to...
Yes, you're supposed to say yes. Because if he knows that's your boundary and he asks you about it, that's basically pushing your boundary. Ladies, if your boundaries is to never be slapped, because being slapped reminds you of your childhood when you would go to school all the time with bruises on your face because your father kept doing that to you. Your father kept slapping you and everything, and you would go and have black and blue marks on one side of your face, on the left side of your face, because your father was right-handed. Saying that is your boundary. And you don't want to discuss it because, it basically brings up that visualization. It brings up those emotions. It brings up that rage, if not fear. So when someone who knows this, like Max, asks you, that's pushing your boundaries. He makes it seem like, it's just words. It's just words. I'm asking you your boundaries. You notice her boundaries. And when you ask her about those same boundaries, you are triggering, therefore pushing her boundaries. It's amazing, these people.
Do sexually pushes my sexual boundaries.
No, asking you to do something doesn't push your boundaries.
Yes, it does.
Okay, you can say whatever you want.
Yes, because you could just say no.
I understand.
I could ask you if I could drive a car up your ass, and you could say no or yes. It's not pushing your boundaries
to ask you for something.
Okay, you're just not listening.
Sure
what
not.
do you mean by...
He never listens, girl. Where you been? You've been with this man for how long and you just not realize he ain't listening? He's not listening because he doesn't care.
Pushing your boundaries. It's not pushing your boundaries.
It is pushing her boundaries, you piece of shit. It is pushing her boundaries.
That's not pushing.
It is.
Asking me for something sexual on camera is pushing my boundaries.
Thank you.
If I had known you were going to do that, I probably would have addressed that before we fucking got on camera.
Thank you.
But I didn't know you were going to do that.
Yes.
You're saying I could just say no, but you don't actually understand. Because the way that you operate is different from me. And also, the way that the camera affects me, the way that the crowd affects me is very different. I'm not comfortable with that. And you don't care. And you are actively trying to get out of the role of giving a shit about that. And my answer to that is no.
It's not that I don't give a shit.
You don't. He doesn't. And you know what, girl? You're still on camera talking instead of just getting up and walking away. This is what just mind-blowing me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute, you're still there talking on camera. The way he planned it. He planned it for you to continue to sit there, jibber-jabber on camera. He planned this for that to happen. You had said your safe word. You're saying you don't want this on camera, and now you're giving them more content to put on camera.
I understand that you're distinguishing it differently. To me, that is what it translates as.
I understand that, but it has to be somebody's responsibility.
That's fine. I understand.
Your sexual boundaries have to be somebody's responsibility.
Yes.
And you want them to be mine.
They're supposed to be yours.
When we are on camera,
and I want them to be mine, and they're not yours.
Yes, when we're on camera,
yes,
to some degree, you are also agreeing to look out for me. Yes, you are.
Looking out for you is different from being solely responsible
I don't think
for
that
your
you're
boundaries.
solely responsible.
Well, then where were you? What have you done for your own boundaries throughout this conversation? Other than
Wait a minute. I am violating your boundaries. Why aren't... Well, you know what? Hold on. Even though this is a bastard for saying that, a bastard for trying to turn this around on her and to make it her fault, in a way... Oh, God. Yeah, Shaylin. What have you done to protect your own boundaries? You could have just got... Once again, you're still sitting there. You're still having a conversation in front of a recorded camera. You have not gotten up. You haven't done anything. You're still there. So you're not even protecting your own boundaries either. You have taught him that crossing your boundaries, pushing you way past your boundaries, is okay with you, and he will do it again. The fact that he did this on camera and you allowed him to upload this to YouTube shows me a lot about you. In a way, yeah, he's a monster for saying that and to making it be like you're the villain and he's the victim. But in a way, he's right. What have you done to make him responsible for violating your boundaries? You have not. You teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. I don't understand these stupid women. You are showing him that this behavior is acceptable. Hence why he'll top this if he hasn't already. And it won't be on camera.
This part.
Okay, so now you're here. Except you're ending the conversation. So, again...
Because you told me I could get the fuck out.
Yes.
Right. So you threatened me.
I didn't...
Actually, we didn't see that part because he cut that part out. He cut that part out about you, getting out.
Said if I want fucking boundaries...
It's not threatening you to tell you don't have to talk to me. That's not a threat.
It is a threat.
What is the threat?
It's a threat to the relationship.
It's emotionally cutting me off from a project you asked me to be part of because I had some boundaries with you or asked you to
you're
be
not,
in a role you have agreed to.
That's not how boundaries work. You're trying to force me to do something. That's not what a boundary is. A boundary is, hey, babe, I really want to be part of your project. I'm so flattered that you thought that filming this interview would be so nice for your project. But you know what? I don't want to negotiate sex plans with you on camera.
Holy smokes. You did not tell her that you was going to discuss about the sex plans on camera. That is the part that it's such a manipulating piece of shit. You so say he did not discuss that part with her. This took her by complete surprise. And now he's like, oh my God, you could have said like, babe, I love to be part of your plans about part of your project. But, I don't want to discuss about our sex life on camera. You didn't say that y'all was going to discuss about your sex life on camera. You said that you was going to discuss about the doll. All about your relationship with the doll. It was going to be about the doll. You didn't even ask anything about her and her sex life. And he knew it. This is the master mindfuck I have seen in a long time. Bravo, dude. Bravo. And she's so scrambled in the brain right now, she don't know if she's coming or going.
So if that's required, I'm going to have to leave the interview if that's the only thing that we can talk about. So was that your whole plan?
So destroyed mentally right now.
Can we talk about this later? hi guys, we're going to talk about this later. But for right now, I really just want to talk to you about...
Wow! This is... For those of you who don't, because I got some people who probably don't even understand how this is manipulation on steroids. You know what I'm saying? It's like a man says, "Hey, why don't you come over to my apartment tonight? I'll cook you some dinner." And then she says, "Well, I only have time to eat, and I gotta be out there soon after we finish having dessert." And then he goes, "Absolutely, we're gonna only have dinner and dessert. That's it. Only have dinner and dessert. That's it. And you can go home. That's the only thing I don't want nothing else from you. I'm only gonna invite you over to my apartment just to eat, and then you can go home." When the woman gets there, they have their dinner, they have their dessert, and the next thing he knows is like, "Oh, come on, baby, please, come on. I'll just stick the tip in. Come on. And she's fighting all over him, and therefore, he rips her shirt open and some, just let me suck on one. Just let me suck on. And then she's upset, like, "We didn't discuss this." And he's like, "Oh, see, now you're controlling. See, this is what you're doing. You're so controlling. If you didn't want to have sex with me, all you had to say was, 'Oh my God, I don't want to have sex with you.' But no, you just came over here and you just started to eat your food sexually, giving me all these signals. And that's what's happening right there. He is acting like she asked for it." That's what this is. You asked for it. You asked for this. So therefore, you're the bad guy. I'm the good guy. That's that. This is, oh my God, this, wow.
The doll or whatever else you were thinking, but I don't want to do this right now. That would be you setting a boundary. And then if I say, "No, I really need to do this," or that's it, that's all I can do, then you would say, "Oh, well, okay, well then I guess I have to leave the interview." But it's not a threat for me to remind you that you don't have to do anything I tell you. It's not a threat.
Oh, God.
You're the one saying we have to do the interview.
Okay.
And that we have to do it the way you want.
I understand. You're saying it. I don't think there is a way for you to have me on camera on your channel without doing that.
Okay.
And he's still going to put this on YouTube. And they go another cut. She's, what's this damn cat? So now he cut it. She's crying. And it's this long silence again. Look.
Okay, well, if that's how it is, then I don't see what else there is to talk about.
Yeah, laugh at her pain. This is an asshole thing to do, but he doesn't. What do you expect him to do?
You're still trying to pressure me into doing what you want me to do.
Which is what?
Yes, I want you to do what I fucking said.
I need you to find a way to negotiate things with me that is not you trying to manipulate or pressure me into doing things that you want me to do. You've already...
First of all, and that was another jump cut. So there it is. Her wanting clarification, her wanting specifics is manipulation. This guy is the king of projection.
Define this entire conversation as out of bounds, but you didn't mean that. Or you did mean it for a second, but now you've taken it.
Yeah, you violated her trust. You didn't tell her before you hit the record on the camera that you two was going to discuss about both of your sex life. You violated her trust, you piece of shit.
Back. And it's like all over I never know what I'm allowed to be doing or what I'm allowed to be saying or if I'm allowed to be fucking raping you while you lie face down quietly or if I'm not allowed to do it. And that's the whole point, is that every time we fuck, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to be fucking you. I don't know if I'm supposed to be fucking you.
Wow, false comparison.
And I need to feel like I'm allowed to do it. I'm supposed to do it. You can cry. You got some extra leather left over from your projects. Make yourself a little bit to bite down on and you can fucking deal with it. I want to know that whatever you feel while I'm fucking you is your problem.
I know.
Okay. And same with this conversation.
I don't want to make agreements about our sex life on camera
Or off camera.
or off camera.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. So are you rescinding our agreement?
I rescind. Well, I don't know. I
Right.
don't want.
You like having a semi-agreement. You don't even want to agree that we don't have
I
an
agree with
agreement.
this one. She need to pick a team, dude. This whole, and maybe she's mentally deranged because of being with this clown, but she needs to take a heel and stand on it. Like, no, I'm rescinding our agreement. No, I don't want to do this with you. No, we're no longer together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, she's such damaged goods that she doesn't know she's coming and going.
Do you see how that leaves me feeling like I don't know where I stand with you?
I do. I truly understand.
Do you know how
Okay. This is the part I don't. Hold on a second. Hold on. This right here. He once again, he wants to. I don't even want to see what he's about to do to this doll, right? And she's gonna laugh at this. This is how mentally deranged this woman is. Watch this.
I'm sure it's really fun. Stop! Stop.
Do you know how pathetic it is? No, I'm allowed to do this. This I'm allowed to do.
And he wants to do the same to you without your permission. And you're so stupid you don't even realize it. That's why I don't feel sorry for you. I don't know why everybody's like, oh, poor Shaylin, poor Shaylin, poor Shaylin. She knows she's with the monster. Like attracts like as far as I'm concerned. The only thing I feel sorry for her on is he pushed her boundaries. He did not discuss with her ahead of time that they were going to talk about their sex life on camera. Also, when she called her safe word and said she does not want to do this anymore and she does not want to be on camera, he did it anyway. So he is a boundary violator. He doesn't, but then again, he doesn't care about this woman. This woman could turn up dead and he would find it inconveniencing because who else is going to please him now?
I'm not saying you're not allowed. I just want you to stop.
And you can't stop me.
I know.
Only Renee can stop me, and
just
she
mad at you.
can't move or talk.
I know.
That's how he wants you to be, girl.
Do you know how pathetic it makes me feel and emasculated?
Oh, God. Really?
That I don't get to know if I'm allowed to be in this conversation, if I'm allowed to be making this movie.
Victim again.
If
it's
I'm allowed
about
to do
me.
anything
Oh,
except
my
fuck
God,
this
me.
corpse.
Yes, I understand. I truly understand. You can clearly see, I think, that I want to provide this for you.
You have to.
She don't have to. She don't have to.
You have
Again,
to.
you
No,
didn't
she doesn't.
say no.
You
didn't.
have to.
No, she doesn't.
I don't have to.
Thank you.
I need it.
So,
I know.
that's not my...
I need you.
That's not your problem, Shaylin. When he says, you have to do this for me, you go, I know. And then she said, well, what about my feelings? He goes, that's not my problem. But you don't say, well, I need it. You should say, that's not my problem either. Give him the same thing he gives to you. See, his needs are not your problem. He's telling you to take care of yourself. He should take care of himself. He got 2 hands and a damn doll behind him. Oh, my God. Hey, Mr. Girl, I doubt you ever see this video, but you picked the right one to deal with. You always pick women who will put up with your bullshit. And that's why you have been normalized on the left. You are normal to them. But you hate kids. You want to do evil sexual things to kids, and you do the same thing to women. But you'll never do that to a woman who could beat your ass. That's straight facts. You'll never do this to a woman who knows her worth, who knows that she would never let you cross that line with her. You pick the weakest. You pick the weak links. Good for you. Good for you, baby. Because you could never talk to me that way, honey. Boy, holy smokes, you know how to pick them.
I know.
I need you.
So there we go with that. There we go with that push-pull, slap, kiss, punch, tickle. See, I need you. I love you. Come on, baby. You know I didn't mean to. Why did you make me yell at you? Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. You know, I'm going to buy you some roses. He's that type of abuser. He abuses and then he rewards you with flowers and kisses and breakfast in bed and stuff like that. And this is a trap for women. I want you women watching this to be aware of the vicious cycle that these crazy maniacs perform on women on a daily basis.
Even just the way you're framing it makes it feel rapey.
It is.
Well,
That's the problem with relationships.
Well, it sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks because I don't do this to you.
You can't do it to him.
That's funny. That's rich. I can be warm to you.
Another jump cut. These jump cuts are always suspicious. They're always suspicious as far as I'm concerned. And it makes him more of a monster than he already is to me.
If you can be vulnerable in a way that is not making me into the bad guy, but if you start throwing me under the bus...
Another jump cut, and you are the bad guy. You are a very evil person. And those of us, if you're a right winger and you come across this video on my third channel, I want you to understand this is what we have to protect our children from. And you have to protect your daughters from men like this. If you have daughters, you show them this video. Show them what these men are capable of. Have them talk to me. I know the game, honey. I know how this works. You have to protect your daughters, your sisters. You have to protect your female friends and family from predators like Mr. Girl, aka Max.
You start making me out to be the abusive psycho.
You are
I
abusive
am going
psycho.
to get very defensive. Can we agree to that?
I don't know. I mean, the problem is that you are making me out to be an abusive psycho.
Mm-hmm.
I was not calling you out for anything.
See what I mean? I'm not the abusive psycho. You're the abusive psycho. It's always your fault. It's always... Shaylin, girl, I swear to God, girl, I swear you deserve everything you get when you deal with a man like this. This is why the fact is that you don't see how he just sit up here and turn himself into a victim and turn you into a villain when it's really the other way around and you still stay in that relationship. I feel no sympathy for you. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm telling my audience, saying, hey, don't feel sympathy for this chick. She's taking her poison with her eyes wide open. She knows what she's getting herself into. There's something about this relationship that she is getting out of. There's something about this relationship that I don't know what it is she's getting out, but she's getting something. Trust me. Something gratifying is happening for her in this relationship. I don't know. I don't really care, but she's gone. There's no help for this chick right here. She's done. It's a wrap, okay? Put a fork in her. She's done. She's beyond repair. Damage beyond repair. What I want is to make sure no other woman be like Shaylin. That's what I want. I want to make sure that no other woman put herself in this position ever. Never, ever allow a man to treat you the way that she's being treated right now by Mr. Girl, aka Max.
I was asking you for fucking clarification.
When things get more explicit...
It is abusive of you to do that.
No, it's not abusive for me to call you abusive, you fucking monster.
Projection.
I'm asking you The way you call, the way you make people, you make people think I'm abusive.
You are.
Without saying the word abusive or by doing anything explicit.
You are very abusive, but she signs up for it. She stays with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You are a very evil, abusive man, dude. Holy smokes, dude. Holy smokes. And the thing about it is thank you so much for putting this on video so it can be a teaching tool for other women.
It's a very subtle throwing under the bus, but it's happening. And I know it's happening.
I can't listen to you. I need to take a break.
Then leave. You could have left a long time ago.
Do you want to play Smash?
No, I just want to be alone.
Okay. Can you tell me how much time is left on that camera?
Power move. Even in her vulnerable state where she's crying, she's broken, he's just destroyed her in front of all of our eyes for our entertainment. She looked and asked if she, she doesn't want to do this anymore. And he's like, can you tell me what time? Because, your feelings mean nothing. Can you tell me what time it's on the recording? I wouldn't have done none of that. She's still the obedient submissive, dude. She's still the obedient servant.
77 minutes.
Another jump cut. And he keeps the camera on. Jump cut. So he cuts to the part where she's building up the crying. And the fact that he's recording this is just this is just show you how evil this man is. But this is what they like on the left, dude. This is their dream god. This is their Mr. Right. Holy smokes, man. Wow. Show the cat licking itself because the cat don't care no either, right? Wow. Look at this. Laughing at her. This is the kind of person that would throw a cat off of a 20-foot building and then come down there to see the cat bleeding because it's dead and just laugh like, oh, you died. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman who's just been sexually violated. It's like, ha ha ha. You know you were the one who was asking for it. This is this type of man. This is what you're looking at. He has no sympathy, no empathy, no nothing, no compassion for any woman or child. It's laughable to him. It's a game to him. Like, ha! Look at what I did. And I got it all on camera. I'm going to make a lot of money off of this. This is what he's thinking. Woo, I'm going to make a lot of money. Everybody's going to talk about this. I love when people talk about me. Look at this. Amazing. Jump cut.
I don't think I can do this.
Okay.
So here's the deal. That was a jump cut. You don't know if he asked her to come out to sit and to record again. He's still violating her wishes by still recording her at her vulnerable moment, still recording her when she asks to stop recording. He's still doing this. He's still doing this with her. Still going beyond her boundaries. He doesn't care. And I think the jump cut is when he asked her to come out because he needs some more material.
I don't know, but I don't know if I can do it another day or if I just can't do it.
Yeah, now you're going to laugh in her face.
Okay.
Wow. hold on. I want to show y'all something. And I don't need a t-shirt for this. Because here's something. Let me take the t-shirt out. Here's where it gets real crazy. Let's watch the ending of this. This is the ending of the video. So, look at the lighting he has on her. Look at the way she's positioned. This is the blanket. She has the blanket. So remember I told you, I said one of the aftercares and when a DNS relationship is to put a blanket around your bottom. So now there's a blanket around her. She looks like the doll. She looks like the doll. He has mentally and emotionally beat her down to dust. She's an empty vessel here. And now, for the finale, I have verbally, mentally, and emotionally abused my human doll. And now she deserves my aftercare. And now he comes with a shirt on, by the way. He comes in. Why would you put your shirt on now for aftercare? Oh my God. And so now he's here and it's amazing. Also, the position of the aftercare. Her head is right there at his crotch. On purpose. This was done on purpose. Even in his aftercare, she has to service him. And this is the most vulnerable part of a DNS exchange, when a top has had their way with the bottom's permission, and now there's this aftercare. You don't make it sexual again. You have to bring them down off their high. You have to be there. And it's very important to be there for them mentally and emotionally when you have done something so traumatic like that. But he doesn't care. Remember, she is the doll. She's been dehumanized. She's there for his pleasure. Even in aftercare, she's there for his pleasure only. And she's trying to embrace him, and nope, you got to be there, but always show the doll. And you know what's so amazing? This is why I said this didn't happen the same day. Hold on, I want y'all to understand, this didn't happen the same day. Somebody is behind that camera to pan to this damn doll. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? Hold on a second. This didn't happen the same day. This didn't happen the same day at all. So now he was like, I want you to sit there and I want you to hug me. Act like this probably could have happened a week ago, a week after their initial recording, and now he got somebody to film this. So now you got another human being there to film this part and then to pan to the damn doll. So actually, this isn't aftercare. This isn't aftercare. This is called hug me and pretend this is aftercare, because when you really needed aftercare, I told you to handle it yourself. And by the way, you gotta act like you're doing aftercare as you got your face in my crotch. And now pan to the doll. Wow. So, wow. Hold on. This is amazing. Okay, so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, especially my ladies. You have to stand up for yourself. You cannot allow a man to do these things to you and do these things to humiliate you on YouTube. I can see if you have a fetish for being publicly humiliated. I don't sense that from Shaylin. I sense a whole lot of other stuff from Shaylin, but I don't sense the fact that she enjoys public humiliation. And this is the reason why, Max is talking about she's not allowed to be back on the YouTube. Nah, because, she's basically made it bad for you because everybody thinks you're an animal. But you still have a good following. You have a good following of people who are going to still excuse your behavior. And this is what I'm talking about. This is no different than the manosphere, the red pill community. You have men who like to bring women on camera and humiliate them, to abuse them, to dehumanize them. And that's what's happening right here. So I got that out of the way, and I'm not going to do another response. I'm not going to do another reaction on this creep. He's a predator. He's a monster. He is a vicious, vicious creature. And the left can have him. They can have him all day, every day. I just want to make sure that you women do not allow yourself to be mistreated this way for any reason. And like I said, if you feel in your heart that you deserve to be treated this way, you will attract a man like this. He will treat you that way and then some. So this is that's the conclusion of this grotesque video.